Right, so if you're starting out gym, or if you've been stuck for a while and you're kind of overcomplicating things, this one is genuinely for you. So do stick around to the end of the video for the actual free program. If you stick to this genuinely, right, for 6 months, you will be already in hopefully early intermediate stage, and you can sort of crack on with the things that really matter. So I'm sure you guys already know, right? But just as a bit of a history piece, okay, let's talk about where this originates from. Not this exact program. This is obviously a blend of kind of modern science-ish or whatever works, and some history, because it's important, okay? It's important because bodybuilding or fitness or training has started a long, long time ago. And it's important to give those people a bit of a nod as well, just so you know where it's coming from and how people lifted or trained and what impact it had on the world before all this social media stuff took the world by storm. So I'm going to talk about one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, Reg Park, okay? I think it was 1950s, okay, where he was around. He was the sole reason why Arnold Schwarzenegger was kind of where he was in the end, purely by the motivation he basically pulled or put into him through his work, through whatever he created because of his physique. That some, young kid from Austria that trained like a monster was basically able to find his way into America just on the basis of what work he done and the physique he built. So Reg Park, salute, godfather of bodybuilding. So he was one of the people that trained this way as well. And it's key to note here, like, there was no drop sets. He wasn't doing any supersets. His program would have been basic bare bones, squat, deadlift, pull, push, just basic movements around there. And he just, genetics, the rest of it was genetics that took him where he was going to be. And you've got Bill Starr in 1976, arguably the original program that came out that was there before Starting Strength. Starting Strength done by Mark Rippetoe. And I believe the book was called The Strongest Shall Survive, as you'll see on screen here. That book basically had a lot of fundamentals that Starting Strength uses now. Now, the reason I tell you all this history is because there's method to this. There's a reason, right? This stuff works. Perfect. Mike Israel's built a great physique. Jordan Peters, whoever you look forward to now, Chris Bumstead, they've all built great physiques. But before the drugs as well, even though if those guys weren't on drugs, I'm more than sure that they would have had a great physique as well. But before the drugs, before the huge influx of all this, great physiques were being built. I've made a video on this channel. I might link it to this actually. I don't really know how to yet, but the silver era physiques, the ones that were just before the steroids came in, even bronze era and before that as well, physiques were fantastic. Everyone was great, Training was, the human physiology has always been the same, and it's the same today as well. Granted, we have more processed foods around us, we have more distractions, we have everything like that, but the human physiology at the end of the day is still the same. And unfortunately, a lot of it now in the last, I think maybe since bodybuilding.com days, from 2000 onwards, there's been a lot of wheel spinning, there's been a lot of, Flex magazine style training, there's been a lot of celebrity training, the Rocks program, the, Jason Momoa program, there's a lot of that, unfortunately, that's in the mainstream. Because a lot of these guys that were probably training back around then, even up until Yates' time as well, during Yates' time, I mean, there would have been good information out there until this whole industry got very, very popularized and taken to mainstream, where simple just doesn't sell anymore. But like I say, the fact of the matter is, physiology is the same, the human body is the same, and the same things work for us that's worked for them as well. Okay, so here's the program. Again, completely free, okay? I'm not going to charge you. Right, day A. Starting with a squat movement. So this can be your barbell back squat, wide stance squat, front squat, machine squat if you've got hack squat, or a leg press. If you're completely brand new, just want to put mass straight away, just go for a leg press. That's fine. There's the shortest learning curve, and you just get gains from the get-go. So yeah, starting with the squat. And then you have a horizontal push, aka bench press, dumbbell press, machine press, incline press. And then you have your hinging movement. So you have your conventional deadlift, sumo deadlift, RDL, stiff-legged deadlift, whichever feels good. Added that hinging movement in there. You can do dumbbell RDLs as well. I'm not a huge fan of those, but if that works for you, your physiology, if you give one of those a try basically in the gym, if that fits well for you, that's where that will go. So your hinging movement. And you have a horizontal pull. So you have either a barbell row, machine row, T-bar row. So that's where that will slot in. Give those a go. See which one works for you at your gym, because you might be at a commercial gym or a bodybuilding gym. See which one works, lock that in there, you've got your row. And then you have an ab movement. So you ideally want to, I would say the best ones would be a crunch. If you have an ab crunch machine, that would be perfect. If not, you can do it with a cable crunch with a rope, basically. That would be the best movement you could put in there. Abs will probably be more so revealed in the kitchen, as everyone says. However, you do need them built. So your compounds, when you're training, especially when you're new, a lot of your abs will be trained just by doing a lot of those compound movements like the deadlift, like the squat, pull-ups and stuff like that, which we'll touch on. So you don't really need that much direct work. Okay, day B. So this will be your B. This one is opening with another squat again. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. I'm going to squat twice a week. It's going to be a difficult one, or 3 times a week. That's fine. So if you chose a barbell squat for your day A, do this one as a leg press. And you know the guys that said do a leg press if you want to just get going with your gains and all, do a leg press on day A, and on B, do a leg extension, because at the end of the day we're more concerned about hypertrophy, so I do understand that. Do a leg extension so it's not also locked into just, you know, barbells, I understand that. So do on day A, do a squat, day 2, do a leg extension. And then you have a vertical push. So now you have your overhead press, again incline press if you want to, dips if you wanted to do them as well, machine shoulder press, anything that would be a vertical push, that's where that would go here. And then you have your pull up or chin up or lat pull down. If you're on the heavier side, pull-ups may not be possible, even though it's your own body weight, it may not work. So you want to do a lat pull down, anything that you can pull and bring down, that's the movement that will slot in there. And you've got another row again now. So if you picked a barbell row the first time on day A, this one you could do maybe seated cable row, machine row, and vice versa. If you're comfortable with dumbbell rows, maybe you can do a barbell row on day A, day B, do a dumbbell row. And you've got ab crunches in again. Okay, that's it. That's the plan, I would say. If you can run this for a good 6 months with no interruption, don't worry about any weaknesses, don't worry about your arms, don't worry about anything at all. If you're stuck, or if you're new, or if there's a plan that you've not been able to stick to completely, have this bare bone plan and basically write it out as long as, let's say, 6 months, or in some cases it may even go longer. Okay, if you put your intensity correct, you're eating correct, you're recovering right, and you're on a slight surplus, if you're obviously bulking, if you're cutting, strength numbers may not go up as fast. But if you stick to this for 6 months, you will be in a much better position than you are today. And hold up, I know what you're thinking, mate, this isn't enough work. I already do so much more and I'm not getting anywhere. What's this gonna do? And the reality is, you know, as a novice lifter, your volume isn't the limiting factor. As a novice lifter, it's going to be your progression and practice with movements that you can do again and again. So you need a smaller selection of lifts, ideally, and you need to progress on them quite fast. And that's what will get you most results as a novice trainee. So yeah, no secret, no real magic formula, nothing. These are the lifts, or these are the programs. This kind of programs are the ones that have been used for decades and decades before all this sort of kicked off, and then you got confused, unfortunately. So yeah, hopefully this helps, man. Give it a go. Let me know in the comments what you like about the program. If you do like the program, let me know what you don't like about the program if you don't like it, and stick around. So if you can, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace out.